I noticed that all the data we use in our program are lost once the program ends. Is there a way to save data so that I can access it even after the program has ended? Sure, Python allows to create files, read from files, write content to file, and append content to existing content through inbuilt functions. So there are methods like open, close, write, and read. This method is used to open the file for a specified operation. The operation can either be read, write, append. For read, write, and append. Close, this method is used to close a file which is already open. Write, this method is used to write a string to file if the file is present. If not, it creates the file and writes the string into it. Read, this method is used to read all the contents of a file into a string. The number of files that can be simultaneously opened by a program is limited, so it is very important to close all the files once the operations are completed. Look at the code. Flight file is equal to open of flight.txt, so it is open in W write mode. Then later we write a content flight file dot write of hello. Then we say flight file dot close. So this is the code. And if we run this program, so open and then write, we say Vanakkam learners, and we close it up. Look at this section of project, so you'll understand how this works. So once this is done, you could also see a new file is created named as flight.txt. So you see the output Vanakkam learners. This text is written within this flight file. Sometimes we may encounter exceptions when dealing with files. In this example, we are trying to write to a file which is opened in a read-only mode. This will result in an exception. In such cases, let's see how we can use a try except block to catch this exception. So look at this section. We are actually opening this flight.txt in a read mode. So which means you can only read the content, right? Then you're trying to add, if you say comma and good morning, so we're trying to add, if there are text exits, it adds to that, right? So if you look at the example, we have opened it in read mode and we're trying to read the content of the flight file and storing it in text, and we're trying to print it. That's fine. Up to this is fine, but then later we are also trying to write the content. That's when the problem rise, right? So we have this except block to handle the errors. So up to this is fine. So it just says Vanakkam learners because we know that's the content is available in flight.txt file. Then it says error occurred. Why? Because when this line the code gets executed, it throws an error. So that is being handled, caught in this except section. So then it says it also checks, after this it also checks if the flight file dot is it closed. If it is so, it says it gives us a message it is open. It is very important that we close this file whenever we're done with some operations. Though we are catching the exception in this example, error handling is done, the exception is caught, we observe that the file will not be closed as the close statement is after the exception raising line. In this line, the exception was raised, then the next line is close. So when there is an error in this line itself, fifth line itself, so it throws an error, it goes to exception except block. So this line number 6 is not executed. So what we do is we need to use something called finally to ensure the file is closed at the end. How can we ensure that the file is always closed once we are done with all the operations on it? When we want to write a code that will run in all situations, we can put it in finally block. Since closing a file is necessary, we can do it in the finally block instead of in the try block. Look at this, something like this we can have. Inside the finally block, a file is being closed. If it is not closed, it closes. If it is open, it gives us a message file is open. So this is a change we need to do. We put this closing block in a finally section. So what happens, it will definitely get closed. Then after that, we also check whether it is closed or not. It says the file is closed. Look at this. So we got a message about this file is being closed. Then we close it. Then we check whether it is closed. So double check. Look at this code. You will we open it. Flight.txt is a new file. We write a message in it. then we actually write again this text. In this we are writing it. If there is an error, if it throws an error, we say not able to write the file, and finally we close it. Hello file dot close up. Then in another section we are opening the file hello file. We are opening it in the read mode. Fine. Then we are trying to read it. We are trying to read it. But difference, if you look at this, the difference is very minor. This is flight.txt and this is flights.txt. So we have not created any such file. So if no such file exists, if it is in write mode, it creates a new file. But in the read mode, there must be a file available. Otherwise, it throws an error. So that the error will be handled here. So if this is executed, we get a message saying error required, not able to read from the file. And this is not able to write from the file. Write, it should be fine. Look at this flight.txt. Now new content is written. Hello everyone, welcome. Right? And here it says it is not. We are not able to read it from the file. So which means there is a problem with this section. So if you do little changes on this, if you change this, it works fine. Look at this. After these corrections, we are able to read it. Hello everyone, welcome. Look at the code too. So this is corrected and you should be able to see the result for that.